Yay, we're live.
We are?
Yes, we are.
I feel it. I'm back into my knee.
Yeah?
That's my good knee.
Oh, is that what I did? Sorry.
That's okay.
Let me put this over here so you can hear you too.
Happy Friday, Amanda.
Happy Friday!
Happy birthday, Harrison.
Oh, it's your son's birthday?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
24 years
did
ago.
you reach out to him?
I was right up the street recording videos like... No, it was the second day. Second day in the hospital. He was born on a Wednesday. So on Thursday, I recorded a video and I said, hey, this is the only day of your life that no one can say to you, what, were you born yesterday? You'd have to answer yes, but you don't speak yet. And we're concerned about that. But he developed naturally. Normally. He had a big head.
I don't know, man. I
He
think
grew
he
into it.
hyper-developed because he's very smart.
I never met anyone like him. I haven't. That can do what he does and is so driven and knows where he's going. He's like 2, 5, 10, 15 years ahead. 20, 30. I don't know. So he passed me up a long time ago. But yeah, happy birthday.
That's awesome. Happy birthday, Harrison.
How's it going?
It is going all right.
Hey, we haven't been doing this for a while.
We haven't. We wanted to call out the elephant in the room. And this one.
Is that an elephant?
It is.
Oh.
It's a little elephant.
I have a unicorn in my pocket. Just the head, though. Don't let that freak you out.
I moved.
Oh, yay! Are you sleeping?
And then, no. And then I had a youth peer support training that I facilitated 2 weekends in a row.
Yay.
So we have not been able to be here, but I appreciate everybody's patience and willingness to continue to hang out with us regardless of our inconsistency.
I suspect that by everybody you mean me.
Yes.
One of these days, we're going to take off like a rocket.
I think so.
I do too. I hope it's not because I do something really bad that the whole world hears about.
It might
Who
be.
is that guy?
It might be, but who knows? We'll see when
Well,
the day comes.
If they do, then they're going to have something to talk about, which is
Let's give them something to talk about. Talk about Bill. Bill.
Usually that's my favorite subject.
Yourself?
That's always my favorite subject.
I was going to say, when is it
I
not?
know, right? So I brought my playlist in.
Yay.
Oh, and we have a question.
What's the question?
It's after the playlist. Let me see.
Okay, playlist first.
But you can be thinking about it.
Oh, yeah. Give me time to think.
I need a phone. Yeah, right.
Which phone?
Yours. Oh, your phone broke. Is there a warranty on it?
My phone broke? What happened? You cracked it?
I dropped it. The ground cracked it. Gravity did the work.
Great.
Here's the question. Now that you've completed your playlists, what surprised you about reflecting on your own journeys? So just hold on to that.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Sometimes if you watch our podcast and I'm sitting like this and I start talking, you can see me sucking my gut. That's funny. I'm like, really? Okay, here's what happened. So we were asked to put together a playlist of our life.
Yep.
Right?
Which I went over mine in a previous episode. You could go watch that.
Mine is a little out of sorts, but all the numbers are here. So I was born in 1860, and we didn't have music yet. Actually, I was born in the 60s. So I don't have a lot of memories from, this from like before I was, 10 or 11. What I do remember about music, though, is that my parents had this big stereo with a
turntable.
Thank you, turntable, and I would listen to music that they were playing, and I would chew on the album.
You would chew on the album,
like that sleeve, the album itself,
Like.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant chew. Like,
No.
Let me think about those.
So, like when I'm, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 6. I'm sucking on albums while I'm listening to them. So they all have like on the corners, they're like all, and I don't remember much from then at all. Just a little Drummer Boy, because I'm a Christmas lover. And so I like that one. But then when I got to high school, like freshman, and I realized that I was different than everyone else in the world, which is the same thing that everyone sitting next to me in class was realizing at the same time.
Yes.
I needed something that I identified with. And somehow, and I hate this, it was his fucking birthday yesterday. Not happy birthday to you, Billy Joel, because you're a butthole. But Billy Joel,
Why is Billy Joel a butthole?
because when he came here 3 years ago, down at the ballpark, he said, "Wow, you guys are a decent crowd. You know, I played here 40 years ago at a place called The Gardens. They tore that place down. I opened for a band called Procol Harum. You might remember them. They had one hit, Wider Shade of Pale. Remember that one?
Can't say I do.
So he opened for him, and he said, and I quote, "Nobody wanted to hear what I had to say then. Isn't it funny how things come back around?"
So look at me now. I'm
That's
at first.
And he would do this thing where, you know how you look at set lists to see what the act's been playing before they get to your town?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's been doing this thing where he's like, okay, you got to pick between this song or that song. So clap for which one. And they play them both. And he didn't do that in Cincinnati. He did the clap for whichever song, and then he will play the one. So he's just
He's anti-Cincinnati.
Yes, there you go.
Wow.
So, but it was his birthday yesterday. So I got into stuff like his earlier stuff, things. He's got a song, and he opened a show. He opened the song at Shea Stadium a few years ago by saying, "This is a song for all the manic depressives in the audience." And the lyric basically is, which I love, and I've always loved. They say these are not the best of times, but they're the only times I've ever known. And I was like, I totally get that. It doesn't matter, you know, what else has happened, what's transpired. This is my time right here.
Yes, all we have is now.
Yeah, exactly. Mindfulness. I got to deal with this, and that was cool. And then, so there's a bunch of Billy Joel. One that still is even more important now than it was, which I like the song then. It's called "Songs from an Italian Restaurant." Scenes from an Italian Restaurant.
Yep, scenes from an
No, that
Italian
one.
restaurant.
It's about two people that are old friends. They went to high school together, and they're getting together 20 or 30 years later. And
I love a good slow burn romance.
right? Bottle of red, a bottle of white, whatever mood you're in tonight. I'll meet you anytime you want in our Italian restaurant. So I have this friend. Her name is Leah. She's a big Billy Joel fan too.
Oh, Leah.
Yeah,
I still have yet to meet her.
yeah. She's like the Snuffleupagus of my friends. Although she's been in this building many times back before you.
Had to have been before me, because if it was during me, I would be pissed that I didn't get to see her.
Yeah, you'd remember. And we were at the precinct, and we were talking, and that's when I found out Billy Joel was her first concert. Me too, different concert.
Wow.
And so we were talking about this song, and it didn't mean anything to me when I was in high school because I was still there. But now it does, because those relationships, they're still important. They're very important, but they're totally different now. And they get less important if you don't feed them.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
definitely.
So that's a hard thing for me.
Hmm.
All right.
What?
When I was in 6th grade, I rode my bike to the record store,
Mhm.
and I bought 3 45s. This was my first purchase, my first musical purchase.
Wow.
Should have told me where I was going. I bought the single for YMCA by the Village People, but that wasn't my favorite song by them. In the Navy was my favorite song by the Village People, so I bought that one too. And then I bought another one. Can't remember who sang it, but a song is called "Ring My Bell." And I don't remember how my parents took all that, but the 45s are gone. There were albums where you would put them on your turntable and you had to play them backwards to hear what the artist was saying.
Mm-hmm.
Prince did that. The Beatles did that. That's how my life would
Mac
be.
Miller did that.
If I had a real soundtrack to my life, you'd have to spin it backwards by hand to hear anything that made sense. It would just sound like a whole bunch of crashing. And, Collateral Damage would be a good name for a band that I was the head of.
I love that.
And I'm hoping that's changing. It's not as bad as it used to be, hopefully, for all you guys. In 1982, we were recording things on tape.
Oh my God, we're only at 1982, or are we
No,
going
no,
through
we're
every year of
bouncing
your
around.
life?
Because
Oh,
I
okay.
already did some scenes from Italian Restaurant. Hey, you got your time.
Yeah, but my time was like 8 songs.
No, it wasn't. It was a lot. And you put a playlist up.
Yeah, it was a playlist of 8 songs.
All right, well, I have more. I'm gonna skip ahead. The end.
Yay! No, I'm kidding.
All right.
Keep going.
Thank you. The first 2 albums I bought, I didn't buy them. I taped them. I pirated them before LimeWire. Remember LimeWire?
Mm-hmm.
Foreigner 4.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman. You never knew if it was going to be Billy Joel or Bill Clinton.
And Journey Escape. And so Don't Stop Believing kind of became... yeah. Here's why.
Believing.
Because I learned how to play on the piano. And so there's some songs that are piano songs that are big things for me. That's
Sing us a song, you're the piano man.
I'm not... Okay, this could be a single podcast.
I'm giving everybody a frame of reference. So they might not know any of these songs.
You and I are everybody.
Okay.
Oh, no, I dropped my pen. Then I got into YouTube, and I'm still into YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love YouTube. That may be my favorite band. But Collective Soul could have the soundtrack. And that's kind of good because Collective Soul writes some really good songs. They have great lyrics. But if you see them live, they're not that great.
Oh, that's kind
of... I don't know what it is. Their production live. So, and that's kind of been my experience.
Disappointing.
That I present well through texts and conversations. And then when you meet me,
you need to go to a local hardcore show.
What's that?
The genre?
Yeah.
Hardcore?
Yeah.
I will.
When I met you, when you went to concerts, you wanted to come home with bruises.
Still.
Okay. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. I would like that.
Because there's a lot of like local bands specifically that sound way better live than they do recorded. So we'll have to flip that narrative for you.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would like that. Now, there's a difference in putting on a great show and sounding really good. Or they could be both. I got one more for you and then I'll be done.
You can go as long as you want. Don't let me stop you. I was just kidding.
About the being done part.
Okay, great.
I have this friend. His name is Darden Smith. He is the songwriter in residence at the University of Texas at Austin. He's a singer-songwriter and he travels around and plays little tiny shows. And I've seen him like 40 times since he's like 3 or 4 years older than me. So I started seeing him in my 20s. I thought he was great because he could play the guitar. He has this song and he has this line. It says, well, it seems to me the older we get, the more we see, the more we forget. The way history goes round and round, it's kind of funny, but right now I don't feel like laughing out loud.
That's real.
And I feel that quite a bit too. And especially the way history goes round and round. You guys have heard me, you've heard me say this a lot. I'm not happy with the human experience. I think it's just kind of jacked up from the beginning.
I agree.
I mean, if you want some really violent, selfish people to hang around humans. Come to the earth. We'll entertain you. And so it goes back to all we have is right here, right now, you know, and how can I change that? And how can I not be a part of that generational trauma? And how can I be a part of the healing process instead of the repeating process?
How can I break the cycle?
Exactly. So those are my big ones. And then, you know, in the last 5 years, there's been a bunch. Good shot.
Kobe.
There are some songs that always make me think about my friend Ashley, and they always will.
What are those songs?
Blinding Lights. I Can't Sleep
By The
Until I
Weeknd?
Feel Your Touch. Yeah. When I'm Like This, You're the One I Want. She just has this way of, you know, settling me down. And it was nice. It's good to have somebody like that.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Just calming for your nervous system.
Yeah. And, you know, we could just hang out and not even pay attention to each other.
Yeah.
For hours in the same room. And that was good because it was comfortable. And it was
You didn't
nice.
feel like you had to put on a show?
Not at all. Right now, it's my only Van Halen song on there, and it's very important to me because, as I said, I play the piano, and I met this girl, and we were dating, and I love her, and she's awesome, and she's a Van Halen fan, and so I was like, well, I'm going to learn how to play something on the piano for her, so I started looking at Van Halen songs, and there's only a couple, and Right Now is one, and you might remember, I mean, I must have played that thing a million times before I got it, and then I didn't even get it. I had the rhythm wrong. Now I have it. But doing that and learning that and putting the time into that was important to me because it meant something to her.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of cool of
Nice.
an example of just putting the time in, you know. So that one, back to Mills though. Philip Phillips is a singer-songwriter. We went and saw him at the Ludlow Garage in 2021, and he was awesome, and we had a great time. And he has 3 songs that make me think of her. One I used to sing to her, which is called Unpack Your Heart, which is about people hanging out and just talking about whatever's on their mind, and which I love because the chorus is bring your secrets, bring your scars, all your glory, all you are.
No,
Bring
I
your
love
honor,
that.
bring your shame.
Is that the theme song for the Recovery Center?
It is. I mean, like goosebumps, because that's exactly what it is. It's peer
That's
support.
awesome.
It's exactly what it is. So that's one, and I'm really happy that I did that. There's another one. Can't think of it right this second. And then the song "Gone, Gone, Gone." You know that song. And I was playing that last night. Never thought that would apply to Ashley. But it does, and it's heartbreaking. But I love the, my heart still beats for you line. So, and what's really weird to me and human is that 10 years from now, maybe less than that, 5 years from now, those songs won't be on the list, as high or even on. It's weird to think about that, but that's just the evolution of grief and, people, and I don't know. So that's anything big. Oh no. Hey, I could give you some more songs, but that's the gist of it. A lot of the songs I like now.
What has been one of the songs that you always go back to? That whenever you listen to it, it just brings you back to a very specific moment and place and time. And it is the one song that, like, transports you no matter what, no matter the occasion.
What's coming to my mind is "Bad" by U2. Do you know that song?
Mm-mm.
It's a great song, first of all, and really melodically, it's beautiful. But it's about addiction, and I'm drawing a blank on the words. But if you twist and turn yourself into again,
Well, let's look.
I'll play it for you.
Maybe we'll get copyrighted.
No, not only if we play the real one.
If you twist and turn away, if you tear yourself into again, if I could, yes I would. If I could, yes I would. Let it go, surrender, dislocate. If I could throw this lifeless lifeline to the wind, leave this heart of clay, see you walk away into the night and through the rain, into the half light and through the flame. If I could, through myself, set your spirit free, I'd lead your heart away, see you break away into the light and into the day. Wow.
Keep going.
And then,
Yes.
ooh, blah, 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 blah. Wide awake, I'm not sleeping, blah, 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 blah.
Get to the surrender part.
If you should ask them, maybe they'd tell you what I would say.
No.
What? That's basically the last big verse.
No. This desperation, dislocation, separation, condemnation, revelation and temptation, isolation and desolation. Let it go. That to me is the big part. Because that everybody in this building understands that. And I think every human understands that.
Yeah.
To a degree.
To a degree, yeah.
But yeah, that one. This is not an uplifting song by any stretch. Upliftingly, Tremble for My Beloved by Collective Soul. That's my happy song. That or Learn to Fly by the Foo Fighters.
I love that one.
That's a great one. I'm trying to think of what I'm going to play when I play in public. And I'm thinking it's going to be Learn to Fly.
What? Please. Okay, A Toast to the Future Kids is mine.
Okay.
Here are the lyrics. Piece it all together now because I sell myself short every time. How you became my life. You took me in before I could back out. Well, I still have faith. It will start again. I still have faith. Well, I'm about to spend my cold life cutting corners, placing blame. Any moment this could catch fire, erasing all the stains. So here's to starting over. We could be the same. We'll change it all together. The future's mine to claim. You can't get out. Fear couldn't place its hands on us, my dear. My pride has dropped because I couldn't sell myself short this time. Which, I love the song just because, one, it's really good vocally. But two, it's one of those songs that just transport me back to me in 8th grade, crying on my bedroom floor.
Really?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a Taylor Tomlinson memory. Keep going.
About what, that song?
Oh, yeah. Because it seemed to me like there was hope there that, hey, I can do this.
It's just one of those things where it's like I feel the gut-wrenching loneliness in the moment every time I listen to that song. It just really like reminds me of that place that I was in, and then reminds me of how far I've come since then.
That's a good part. Do you want that memory?
Yeah, sometimes it's good to humble myself. Remind myself where I was so I can remind myself where I am now.
Yeah, you know what? There is a lot to that. I learned that. Learning that.
Emotional whiplash that I like to give myself.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm too stable.
I'm doing pretty well. Let me remind myself where I was so I can be proud of myself.
Let me mess this all up.
Right.
Oh, man.
And then I'm trying to think of a positive one. I listen to a lot of really sad music.
Last year I got into the Killers pretty heavy.
Oh yeah?
And Here With Me is a great song. Yeah. Killers are pretty good.
I would say my song that if I were to go into a coma and you were to play this song that would bring me out of the coma.
I don't want to know it. I'm just kidding.
It would be Latch by Sam Smith. Now I got you in my face. I won't let go of you.
Is that the one he stole from Tom Petty?
I don't think so.
No.
Could be. Who knows? But that's the one that would bring me out of a coma if I was ever in a coma.
Well, you're not, because the chances of us both being in a coma at the same time are like really small. And
Unless you're driving.
I'm in a coma.
Unless you're driving and we somehow get into an accident because you run a red light.
Oh my God. It's hard to ride in the right seat on the highway. Certain people. I'd rather be driving.
Especially with me. Just kidding. I'm a good driver.
You're okay. I don't mind you.
I'm okay.
A couple people here.
Except for that one time we got pulled over. You remember that?
No.
On the way back from the peer conference when we got pulled over? Because we were on those back roads and I was having fun. I was having a good time. Yeah. I was like, zoom, zoom. And then I see a trooper and I said, fuck, I'm getting pulled over.
We were like on federal property or something weird.
Yeah, it was weird. And I was like,
you didn't get a ticket?
No. I was like, I'm coming back from a conference. I don't know. I was a little shaky. I was a little nervous.
We're coming back from a We Love Police conference.
The Go Police show.
So Melissa is a nurse, and she has a badge that has her picture and says RN, and she keeps it in the car. And if she gets pulled over, she got pulled over one time. She's like, okay. So first I put my RN thing on, and then they always say, oh, you're a nurse? Where do you work? Oh, I work with people in addiction. Oh, bet you have some great stories. Not as good as yours. I bet you have some great ones. And then blah, 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 blah. And then, okay, be careful. Bye.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
That's very smart.
That is just great. Yeah, it's great strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mine's just, do you know why you got pulled over? Little old me. It never works.
I wouldn't think.
No. Not with a smile.
That's funny.
So what was our question again?
Question was, what surprised you about putting together your playlist?
I think probably the emotion that it invoked. I still listen to a lot of the songs that I put on the playlist, but it still kind of brought up a lot. Another song that would take me and transport me back is Airplanes by Hayley Williams and B.O.B. Listen to that song. Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky like shooting stars? Because I could really use a wish right now. That one, for sure. And, like, while putting the playlist together, it just kind of, like, reminded me of how much music has helped me in my journey. How it's been, like, the one anchor that I have for my life. The one way that I've really felt seen. What about you?
I think I'd have to music be mine too. Well, so I have Apple Music, and I went and looked on Apple Music, and they have this thing where they show you every year you've had it, what songs you played, how many times, and that blew my mind. So
I have that too on Spotify.
It was
Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah, it was interesting to see what I had put so much time into, and it turned out for real that the songs that were the most played were the ones I was making videos with, and I didn't play them over and over.
Of
So they
course.
weren't actually songs I was listening to. But same, how important music is, really interesting to see if we could take music out of the world and see, how that would make us if we grew up without it.
Oh my God, no.
I don't know what else you would find to jump into where you would feel connected to people that you didn't even know. I guess you have to read. I don't know.
Poetry.
Yeah.
Because that's been a big one for me.
That has.
But
been a big
I feel like they kind of go hand in hand though.
Oh, they do. 100%.
Music is poetry in a lot of ways.
I agree with that. Yeah. I think the thing you get from music that you don't get from the spoken word is the way the music can invoke different feelings and emotions in you. So the words mean something different to you than if you had read them on paper.
Yeah, that's how I feel with Lucy McAlpine's album. That Older Deluxe, I think is what it's called. But yeah, that one's super good because that's one of the ones where I can like read the lyrics and be like, okay. But then I really listen to the composition that she curated.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. Same thing with like people like Breakins. Breakins is a hyperpop artist. His lyrics are pretty good, but the way that he structures and produces the actual song is really what makes the album. He's got this album called Hypochondriac, and as someone with health OCD, the things that he talks about and the ways that he structures the production on the songs is actually what it feels like for me mentally. Like, it's just so cool the way in which he like manifested like the way that my brain is on overdrive into a song.
That's pretty cool.
It's very, very cool. And like, that's the stuff that I live for. That's the shit that like really gets me going.
Mm-hmm. I've asked you this before. When an album comes out, do you listen to the whole thing?
I listen to the whole thing in the order of which it is organized.
On the album.
Because I just feel like that's very true to who put it together, produced it. You put it in a very specific order for a specific reason. Hypochondriac, like I was talking about, that album has to be listened to in order. It doesn't have to be. But the transitions between songs flow so effortlessly from song to song that it's like one giant story.
Mm-hmm.
Just super cool. So I always like to listen to albums in that way. Mac Miller actually had an album, Swimming, that can be listened to transitionally forwards to backwards and backwards to frontwards.
That's cool. Mm-hmm. It's like a palindrome.
Mm-hmm. Swimming in circles.
When you do that, when you listen, what else are you doing? Because that's like 45 minutes.
Normally when I'm in the car.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, my drives to and from work are pretty long most of the time, so I listen to them in the car, and I honestly don't listen to an album unless I'm in the car. Like, I will wait until I have a long drive to start that album and to listen to that album, so I can really give it the dedication it needs.
I would do that too. I don't drive around, so I was trying. That's why I was like, how do you do that for 45 minutes? There's no way I could keep stuff out of my hands or out of my face for 45 minutes.
Or like when you're on a walk or when I'm working out, sometimes I like to do that.
Oh, I used to walk.
You don't walk anymore?
No.
Oh, you can't because your foot?
Yeah.
Oh,
but
man.
I think I get to keep my toes. I go next Tuesday.
Ooh, good luck.
Yay. Hoping for 10. Yeah, I agree.
Anything else you'd like to share with the class?
Probably. What are you doing this weekend?
Farmer's market tomorrow.
Yay. What are you going to buy? Rutabaga?
Everything.
Persimmons?
Bread, coffee,
You can't
vegetables.
go bread.
What do you mean? At
You
farmer's
can't
market?
grow bread or coffee.
You can get bread and coffee at a farmer's
I
market.
know, but you can't grow it. I thought farmers had to grow stuff.
No.
Can
Well,
you like?
you can make. You can grow bread technically because you can grow wheat and all of the ingredients to make bread.
I guess, but you can't grow coffee beans here.
No, you can't. But I'm gonna get coffee. I'm gonna get bread. I'm gonna get vegetables. I'm gonna get fruits. I'm gonna get everything I can, and I'm so excited.
You are excited.
I cannot wait. And then I have therapy.
Mm. Well, I'm going to Kings Island
Yay! Tonight or tomorrow?
tonight,
Yay!
but probably not really because it's my friend Kate.
Attention.
Goodbye.
Attention. No attention for you.
Well,
And-
if Kate doesn't end up going, let me know. Me and Evan will come with you.
For real?
Yeah,
I have a pass.
I don't.
Oh, I can get you in.
Really?
Yeah.
You can
And
bring
we
a friend?
Uh-huh. And we can park wherever we want.
Really?
Yep.
Can you get both me and Evan in?
No.
Oh, then I'll ditch Evan. We can just go.
Okay. Did you tell him I said hi?
Yeah.
I feel very close to Evan because a picture of him popped
I
up.
don't think
in
I
my
did
feed.
tell him
That's
that
okay.
you said hi.
We're
But we
very-
can call him.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Let me make sure he's home.
You're live. You're live on the podcast. Yeah,
I
yesterday,
know he's at work still. Whoops.
yesterday was the first time. I bet you it's been 5 months since I had one of those just painful breakdown sobbing things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I don't think that's starting all over again. Do you?
No, it's just residual.
Okay.
Grief also comes in waves.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah. So sometimes it'll hit you out of nowhere. There's this one quote that I love. It's like one time you'll be walking down the street on like a bright sunny day and grief will just wash over you like a storm cloud and hit you out of nowhere because you're celebrating this beautiful day without that person.
That's a good word, wash, because it does. It washes over you.
Sure does. Sure does. I have yet to have it wash over me at all. So my brain's doing great at compartmentalization.
And man,
Hi, Brian. We're live. You're leaving? Bye. Have a great day. Drive safe.
bye, Brian.
Have all the fun you can.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
I'm taking someone else's fun too.
I'm taking somebody else's
That's
fun
right.
too. I like
that fun and that fun. Bye, y'all.
that.
Mills used to say that. Don't tease me with a good time.
It's funny.
Do you have any questions? Anything you need to know?
Nope. But we'll see you next Friday.
All right.
We'll see everybody next Friday where we'll talk about all kinds of good fun stuff. Let us know what you want us to talk about in the comments. Like, subscribe. Make us famous because we deserve it.
Yeah, because we do. I do. You do.
You said I do.
I meant you. Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Have a good
everybody. Bye. Next time I won't chew gum the whole time.
weekend.